Hey everyone, it's Kim McNeil again. Welcome to another episode of Therapy Tip Thursday, or Kim's Triple T. Today I want to address a question that I get a lot. And it's really the same question asked in a lot of different ways. So for example, on YouTube, quite often I'll get requests for a video for knee pain, or a video for hip pain, or I'll have someone say, oh, I have back pain and lower back, can you please just give me a sequence of things that I can do to really hone in and zap that back pain, get rid of it. So here's the problem with that kind of way of thinking. And I don't blame anyone for thinking that way, but here's the problem with that way of thinking. Our bodies aren't independent or individual pieces. They're all interconnected. So if you think about it like a puzzle, if you will, we have all these individual pieces, but in order for us to really get an idea of what's going on, we have to put all those pieces together. For it to work, we have to connect those individual pieces. So when we think about our knee pain as just the knee, and we want to hone in on that area and we want to do all we can to help the knee, we generally think and focus on just that spot in the body. And I can tell you that is never the best approach, right? And also the fact that what's happening in the knee is often not the knee's fault, and it's not something that's really isolating the knee. Unless, of course, sure, you might have a traumatic injury or an injury where there's obviously something that needs to be fixed, like a meniscus tear or ACL injury, something like that. But I can tell you with confidence that there's other things that are going on to cause that problem and that instability or that pain. So when we start to think about ourselves as not just individual pieces, but a lot of different parts, moving parts that work together as a team, so there's no I in team, okay, so all together, then we can really start to alleviate pain. So here are 3 great tips that I'm going to ask you to follow and to use to help you no matter where you have pain in your body, okay? So the first one is to, aside from deciding where the pain is, because sometimes it can migrate around, right? But get a good idea as to where your problem spot is, okay? So that's not really one of the tips, but I guess we'll say that there's 4. So you have, figure out where the pain is, and then think about your largest joints first in relationship to that area of pain. So what do I mean by the largest joints? Think of your shoulders and how your shoulders move and work, or don't. Think about your spine, and then think about your hips. Okay, so those are the larger joints and the more mobile joints. That's another way of thinking about it in the body. Okay, so think about your largest joints first in relationship to that area of pain. How close are they? How well or poorly, I guess, do they move? Or how are they trying to move and they're not, right? Other things that you can pinpoint about those spots. Okay, so large joints first. Then think about the joints closest to your area of pain as well. How are they moving? How do they feel? Do you have a lot of confidence in those areas and how they work? What other things can you think about? Okay, so look up and down, okay, or closer to the center of the body and then further away. So if we're talking about the hip, think about the knee. Also think about SI, right? SI joints, or the vertebrae and the joints of your spine, especially your low back. Okay, so up and down, distally, so further away, and then proximately closer to the body that way. And then the last tip that I'll give you is think about the ipsilateral, so there's a big nerdy word there, ipsilateral side of the body in relationship to where you're feeling pain. So if you have, I'll use the hip example again, if you have hip pain in yoga, or if you run, or whatever else the case may be, right, whatever the activities you like to do, think about what else is going on that same side, the ipsilateral side of the body. So if your left hip is painful, how does your left shoulder move? How does the left shoulder and the shoulder blade move? Those sorts of things in relationship to, well, not relationship, but there is a relationship, but also just on that same side. So you'll probably start to see some interesting patterns and connections between the different parts, okay? So have fun with that, and remember, of course, that the take-home message of this video is that your pain isn't necessarily where the problem is, it's just where it's showing up, and that your body is not just a bunch of independent pieces, but things that work together, okay? So pain in the front of the shoulder could be very well caused by something in the back of your shoulder, right? Or in your back in general. So have fun with it. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how the tips help. You can post comments below. And yes, if you do have those videos, requests about areas of the body that you'd like to see addressed, please share them with me, and I promise to get on those soon. And check back to have a look. Thanks, guys.